Welcome back to Henry's Garage. In this episode we restart on the brakes, decide that I have a problem with my master brake cylinder, and so I've ordered a rebuild kit for that. That will be in the next episode. Because of the problems there, I move on to installing a few bits and pieces like the choke cable, which I still haven't connected up to the engine, and I need to do that. I need to remember to do that. I install a couple of pipes in the engine, and then I have a go at the clutch, and I conclude that my master clutch cylinder is kaput, so order a new one. That arrives quite quickly. We get that in, and then the pedal just won't move once it's bled. And the reason it won't move, we discover, is that the slave cylinder is solid. So we strip we don't strip it down actually, but we release the slave cylinder, we get it all working again, put it back in, and we now have a working clutch. So it's a good episode on how I went about doing that, I think, or maybe not, I haven't watched it yet. And come back to the next episode, which will be on the master brake rebuild. We're back on the green car. I don't remember where I got to with anything, but I do know I was working on the brakes and trying to get those working. So I'm going to start by connecting that up. I know I've got fluid in here, and then I'm going to pump and see if I can get anything coming out of the back, and we'll go from there. I fixed the top back on. I've got a leak around here. Oh, hang on. So there we go, when I press the brake, you can hear it, and when you come up, you can see the leak here. But I think the pipes going down there feel dry. I'm just going to check them again. Right, so I've cleaned those pipes off. I've jammed some paper in there, and I figure if we've got liquid coming out, then one side should get wet, and that should tell me which pipe it's coming from. So let's give it a go. So that's 3 pumps. Okay, well, I can see plenty of liquid there. I just don't know which one it came from. All right, well, at least I know it's those that are leaking. Okay, well, obviously the one that would leak was the one that's impossible to access. And we seem to have sorted that one. So let's go and have a look now around and see if we've got leaks elsewhere. Yep, we sorted that, good. I've managed to bleed the front 2 brakes, but the rear brakes aren't going at the moment for some reason. So I'll just show. I've got the rear. I've got a bleed valve open at the rear, and when I press the brake, you can see nothing's moving on the fluid. Now I have no idea what that means, and I'm trying to work it out, but it means either this isn't working. Okay, so it could be that this is blocked in some way. So I might have, when I took this apart, got it wrong. I suppose that's the most likely. It could be that this is blocked in some way. Again, I don't remember taking this apart in any way, so it's a possibility. So yeah, but I'm assuming it's one of those two. and I'm just trying to think about how to test it. So this is the pipe that goes to the back right here, and I'm wondering about just undoing that and seeing if we're getting anything come through there, because I guess I'm assuming that this goes to the pipes here and this one goes to the pipes here, but I thought it was meant to be an equalizer of some kind. And I'm wondering if I've done something wrong in here when I've taken it apart so that it's not coming across or something, because I think this is set up so that the I think it's got two holes in it, one for the front, which I think would go down there, and one for the back down here. So I'm a bit unsure. So it's a little disappointing, but as you can see, I've taken the rear pipe off, and then when I press the brake, we got nothing coming out of there. So I know we've got a problem in this area. So I'm going to assume that this one goes to the rear. Now this was off when I came back to this, so it might have been that I had already been testing this, but I'm going to try taking this off. I'm going to see if when I then press, I get fluid through here. If I do, I'll reconnect and try this one. And if both of those are pressing fluid out, then there's definitely something wrong in this bit. If one of those isn't, then it's in here. Okay. All right, let's have a look. Okay. So I think I've got a problem in here. Marvellous. So I've been into the old episodes and looking for rebuilding the master brake cylinder, and I didn't. I split it from the servo. I cleaned them both up, I painted them, and I put them back together and said that will come apart again when I rebuild the master brake cylinder, but I then don't have an episode doing that, so I clearly didn't. So I'm going to have a think about whether I'm going to rebuild it or buy a new one, assuming I can get one, and I'll go from there. Okay, so whilst I wait for parts to arrive to have a rebuild of the master brake cylinder, and hope that I can do that, we're going to install the fuel lines. So we've got two flexible hoses, and this obviously is a brake pipe, and we've got new breather pipes for the carbs here. We've got a new choke cable, and we've got a new clutch pipe, and so we're going to fix that up to the clutch slave cylinder and get the clutch fitted up, so that that's working. So that's what we're going to work on today. So I've connected up the clutch cable. I have filled that with fluid. I have to say I prefer the Stag's master cylinder because it comes out here, and that means that this is always above there, so you don't get an air pocket in here. But anyway, so I did that, and then I came around to the car to press the pedal a bit, and it was very loose, and so I took a closer look. Bloody hell. So I might actually need a new master. I'll see if I can get that back on. Have you got that? So that should, I'm not sure if that's showing through everything I just said. That's right here. Can you see that? So that's the piston for the clutch. It goes in that hole there. Oops. Right, I'm not sure if I'm recording this a second time or the first time, but I'm underneath the footwell, inside the footwell, upside down. I found the clip and I've got it back in there, and that seems okay. So I think that's all blurred, I can't tell. Anyway, it looks like it's in again. I pressed the pedal in once manually and it popped out again, so clearly this spring up here is stronger than I am. Finally, some success. I've installed those two pipes. Okay, so we've got a new choke cable here. It's not fully installed yet. I just wanted to show you this bit. So this goes on there, and you can see this little metal bit here. Okay, and then it gets connected to cables on there. But if we look at the old one, it gets connected up with the middle one in there. So I'm assuming it somehow the wire moves this in and out so that it knows if you've got the choke out. My hands are too big to get in there and fit that to hold the clutch in place at the other end, the clutch cable. No, the choke cable. So I'm going to have to take the air filter off, the air housing and air filter back off, so that I can get in there. So one clutch master cylinder, ordered yesterday, arrived today. One rebuild kit for the master brake, ordered the day before yesterday, arrived today. I was hoping for some instructions with that, but there aren't any. So I think we might start with the clutch today, because that looks probably the easier task, and go from there. Okay, I'm hoping not to lose too much of this oil. Let's see if this will work. Well, that went a bit better than I was expecting. And since this will be coming off soon as well, let's do it at the same time. That was very, very difficult to get out without a spare set of hands, because you really need one on the outside and one on the inside in order to do the nuts and bolts. Of course, working alone, I don't have that. So I think this is going to be a really joyful experience, trying to get it back in. So what we'll do is we'll put the bolts through like that, and then see if I can just get them very loosely on the other side. And then if I can do that, I'll work out how to tighten them up in a second. Okay, so those are on. I'm just going to try from the other side now. These are not on tight, but they are on. And what I did is I taped them with some tape to hold the bolts in place. They went from the other side and very gingerly, very gently threaded on the nuts just a little bit. So I'm now going to see if I can work out how to tighten them. Okay, so it's going in and out, and it's not coming out of the piston, isn't coming out. So we're going to connect up the pipe now, fill it up, and see if we can bleed it. So we have some fluid in there. It's just, I haven't opened the bottom yet. Oh, but that's all fluid. So has that done anything? Huh. Not sure. I'm gonna have a look, see if that actually did anything to the bubbles. Pumping the brake wasn't doing anything. Pumping the brake wouldn't do anything. Pumping the clutch wasn't doing anything. So I have a fairly flat tyre here, and I'm just gonna see if that will force anything through. I don't see any movement here, and I'm looking down below. I've got the bleed nipple open. Oh, there we go. Right, got a leak. Good. Right, at least I know something's going on. So there's the leak. I think the leak might be through the cap. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Okay, we'll try again. I'm seeing absolutely nothing. Oh, actually, maybe that does look like it's got some fluid in it now. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm seeing anything to indicate that I'm getting fluid down below. No, and I've taken off my pipe at the bottom. Oh, I'm getting something now. Right, I was getting a drip out at the bottom, so I'm going to see if the clutch feels any different now. Well, it feels different, but it doesn't feel right. So we'll stop for tonight and we'll think about this. Right, so clutch problem. So at the moment, when I press the clutch in, and I'll show you now, it won't go down all the way. It just seems to go a bit and then stops, and there's not much resistance before, and I'm not sure how well it's bled and all of that, but the fact that it stops, won't keep going, is worrying me. So I'm going to take the slave cylinder off and see if when I press the clutch the piston comes out. But let me show you the pedal first. So here it is, and you can see when it's just, I get there, and then it doesn't matter what I do, it won't go any more than that. Which I really don't get. Right. I don't think this is looking good for me. So this moves about that much. Let's see if I can do that so that you can see. You can see it comes out this far when I press on it. So what's that, half an inch, an inch? And I am pretty certain there should be more movement than that, but I'm gonna risk this piston here coming out. I'm gonna go and try and press the pedal and see what happens. Okay, so still can't press the pedal. I'll have a look at the video here and see what happened. Okay, so my thought now is that it's the slave cylinder that's an issue and the piston is jammed in there. That seems entirely possible. This might seem like a small win, but as soon as I disconnected that slave cylinder, it started leaking. So I know the fluid is getting down there and it's clearly getting stuck in the slave. Right, I've connected up here and I don't know if we're going to be able to see this, but I can hear it and I've seen a bit of it, and I seem to have got some movement there. Oh, look at that. Okay, so that's the piston actually sticking out now. So if we disconnect it again, hopefully I'll be able to force it back in. And in forcing it back in, hopefully I'll be able to get some other liquid out and then see if I can get it to move a bit more easily. But I'm going to take you off and see what I can do. So I'm using the C-clamp to push the piston back in. I've done this twice now, pushed it out, pushed it back in. It's gone really smoothly the second time. So I'm going to now try to get this clean, and I haven't quite worked out how I'm going to clean it on the inside yet. And then we'll try it again on the car. Okay, so I have used white spirit in here and my paint brushes, and I've gone down everything as well as I can until nothing was coming out, and then I used my air gun and blew air in to see if I could spit out anything that's remaining. And then on this side I've gone in with a paper towel and given it a good rub around, so hopefully that'll be okay. I'm now going to connect it up and see if it will run just on the without connecting it to the car yet, to the clutch, just if it will go from the master cylinder. Right, so there's the good news, that piston is coming out with the oil and all of that. Bad news is I'm not sure how I'm going to get that in now. The only way I could get that piston back in was using the clamp again. So I drained the oil, and this is the kind of stuff that was coming out. So that's got a bit of grease mixed in it, so I'm not going to use that. This now feels like a clutch pedal. I've got it bled. Oh, thank God for that. I was panicking that I'd got something mechanical wrong inside the clutch housing and that I was going to have to take the engine out. I don't. I'm going to call that episode done. And originally I was going to just show me having trouble with the master brake cylinder. And I was going to release that and work on the clutch, but since it's Saturday evening, I'm going to get all of this together and put it live tomorrow. So you'll see the whole lot you'll have seen the whole lot, and then next episode I'm going to go into the master brake rebuild and see how I get on with that. So if you've got any advice on it, let me know. I'm really pleased that the clutch is now working, because I was seriously panicking last night and that I was going to have to get the engine out. Okay, good. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.